What do they need them for? Just like, is it just for toys?
There's a lot of things you can do with it. For toys, and then also, if you have a good enough camera and a decent enough flight time, you can use it to take pictures of, like, property.
Yeah.
And get measurements.
Well, also, I was wondering, like, are people using it for work and stuff? Because
a lot of people are using them for work, and that's why is it FFA?
Yeah, the Future Farmers of the Sky.
Yeah, no, so it's the FAA. The FFA, the Future Farmers of Aeronautics. God damn. That's cool. I want to see that. When pigs fly. That's just their
exactly
slogan.
What it is.
That's just their slogan. They're like, oh yeah, it's not a what if, it's a win.
I think we're good. I think we're recorded. I think that we're now recorded. I think that's how
Look at that.
the cookie crumb
That's new.
cookie butt. I think that's how things happen.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. Oh, I don't know what was going on this week. It's been a time. So that bed, hair, I'm tired. Just everywhere.
Okay, all the things are done.
All the things. We skipped a light fandango.
What?
Turned cartwheels across the floor.
Hey, there it is.
I was feeling kind of seasick. Are we recording this? Are we doing that? Have we started?
It looks like it.
The crowd called out for more.
It looks like it. How's the hat look?
You're looking stylish.
Good morning.
Hey, welcome to this week of this show that we do every week. On today's episode, we will be talking about.
Man, I really thought.
No, I got one. I actually do have one. Facebook today, because they're doing some shady shit.
Oh no, not
Facebook. And also,
I better get my coffee for this one, folks.
We'll discuss something that's tangentially related to Facebook that
monkey poured coffee
fuse off into the next conversation. This is the show that you're watching on purpose.
Facebook's not so good.
It's not. It's really, really not. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Forrest,
and I'm Ben.
And I tried to do a real intro.
It's there. They got it. One person says that we should stop the intro. Only one.
Someone said we should stop doing intros?
Only one disgusting person.
It would be easier if we just started the video with the logo and with the music and then but then you don't get that nice build up and it just kind of has to start on
What's
the kind of the chorus.
Doing?
Oh, so anyway, yeah, this is important to everyone should know this.
I manage a very not popular Facebook page.
Oh, really?
Tell me about it.
So you remember?
Tell me about it.
You remember a few years back during the 2016 election when there was just an absurd amount of very obvious propaganda misinformation all over Facebook.
Nope, everything was fine.
And Facebook was saying everything is fine. And then after Trump was elected, we went back and reviewed and we're like, hey, this played a significant role in the results of the election. And a lot of people believed in this shit because of what was spread on Facebook.
So it's terrifying because it still technically was I don't know if you want to call it fair election, but people did actually still vote.
Yeah.
Their mind.
Yeah. It was a fairly run election.
It
was a fairly counted election.
It was very
but it was won on account of villainy. Like the whole thing was this. The whole thing was that on Facebook there were a bunch of memes and stupid advertisements.
I find so much to admire in what was done.
Yeah. Oh, it was insane. It was insanely
like
well
it really
coordinated.
was like a huge heist.
And they had it was just
When we
a bunch
talk about
of
stealing elections, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
because like that was like, I mean, that was a maneuver, dude.
and people want to call them like Russian hackers and Russian bots. They were just Russian assholes, just to look like boomers.
Yeah.
All they had to do was get on Facebook and look like a boomer and post a minion meme that was like, hey, Joe, anybody who runs against Trump is literally the devil, and Psalms 18:572, and blah, blah,
Yeah, I
just pick a number.
I wouldn't be surprised about like I'm sure there are centers where there are like government paid Russian hackers who do these hacking jobs and things, but then there's also like, I mean, it was proven that there were certain, like, usually like heavily conservative bent like think tanks based in the United States who were also publishing these posts and these accounts and like other countries besides just Russia. So like I think it's very important to put the magnifying glass on Russia with it.
Yeah.
But I also think it's very important to remind ourselves that this is an internet problem.
Yeah.
Like it's not even just one country or one. It could be one guy if they were good enough. Theoretically, right? Like it could be one dude who just makes a bunch of really good bot accounts.
Yeah.
And like convinces a bunch of people to fucking swing an election. Now, the likelihood of that happening, at least anytime in the immediate future, is obviously pretty small. But the concept is like,
I don't know, dude.
It's not impossible.
The letter writing robots and all this, it's crazy. Anyway, the whole point is that was a while ago, and if you recall, Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg got called before Congress to testify, and he said, in summary,
whoop.
There's nothing we can do about this.
He said in summary, whoop.
Yeah, whoop. He's like, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, people get to use our app, and they get to use our platform or whatever they want. And, like, we do try to fact-check things, but, like, we're not going to try to, get too political. And if fact-checking is a political thing, then we're not going to do it. And blah, there's whatever. It's kind of just, like, hands in the pockets, what could we possibly be doing? So skip forward to today. And it has just been found that not only, like, obviously they could have been doing something. We all knew that. But they're actually doing this now. Facebook is paying, like, big Republican marketing firms to run bullshit ads on Facebook that are slandering TikTok. Because TikTok is the biggest social media app in the world right now.
I heard about this.
Facebook is trying to malign TikTok with boomers, and so they are using their own app. They're paying Republican advertising groups to use their own app to make up shit like the slap a teacher challenge, which never fucking happened, to take normal little challenge, like actually stupid things that teenagers are doing on Facebook and blow them way the fuck out of proportion.
Well, the problem is some of those challenges are like insane. Like, but how do you? So which one? Fuck. So I don't even know which challenge.
Well, there was like the devious licks thing, which was going on Facebook, on TikTok for a while, where kids were stealing things from their schools.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Look, I stole this pencil sharpener," and it was a bunch of stupid ass kids doing something stupid for like a month.
And that was real.
It was real, but it was not nearly as big as the people on Facebook were promoting about it, saying that these kids were like fucking burning and looting their schools down, and like just completely razing the schools to the ground.
Yeah, but whenever I hear about something like that, like when somebody is like, "Yeah, there's this town in America and it's been completely destroyed by a riot," I'm like, I don't think so.
Well, it's the same thing as like with BLM.
Like, I'll check that out, but I don't think so, because usually in the United States of America, when something big happens, we hear about it. Mm-hmm. Usually. We might get a twisted version of it.
Yeah.
But you hear about it. If a whole school got rioted to the ground from the students,
yeah,
like, somebody would pick that up.
They took the Lord of the Flies session a little bit too hard and learned that book too well. Jesus. But like I still talk to people today who think that BLM literally completely destroyed
to come over
cities.
After 5 for a Lord of the Flies session.
Yeah, just absolutely terrorize the school. But yeah, I still talk to people today who think that BLM literally destroyed entire cities, and they're like, they burned those cities to the ground. And if you show them a picture of like Philadelphia Eagles fans, what they did to their cities after they won a game, and they're like, yeah, see, these evil people. Actually, those are sports fans. Well, that's just Americans playing and having fun, burning some cars, blah, blah, blah. But like these people, I heard a window got broke.
Nobody says that. Whenever you show them the evidence of the sports thing, they just shut up, or they say it's different and they walk away because nobody knows what to. Because no reasonable person is going to be like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
What do you say? You're like, if it's a sporting event, it's like, oh, they have insurance. But if it's like if it's injustice,
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, my brain was gonna say protest, but for some reason my whole mouth was just about to spit out injustice parade, and I was like, that is not.
That's exactly what it is.
That doesn't sound good. So yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. So there's that. There's that.
Injustice parade.
The injustice parade.
Oh,
not to belittle what those marches are, but
oh god, but
it is an injustice.
That's what Facebook's up to, and I saw I think it's Taylor Lawrence, if I remember correctly.
No, not a real person. That's a Russian bot account.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Yeah, Taylor Lawrence from the Washington Post. She's the one who was really breaking this story, and she partnered up with another news outlet on TikTok actually called Good Morning Bad News. So I've seen both their takes. It's her take twice, but she kind of elaborated a bit more. See, they're convincing baby boomers who watch local news that their children are at risk by using this app, by turning that negative public opinion into actual investigations and legislation. Since last fall, I've been looking into strange and dubious stories popping up in local news nationwide about the dangers of TikTok that reference non-existent or overblown trends that have led to real-world repercussions like school closures and even an investigation by a coalition of state attorneys general. Our research, we gained access to undisclosed emails and documents between Facebook's parent company, Meta, and Targeted Victory, one of the biggest Republican consulting firms in the United States. These documents show a coordinated and secret campaign to undermine TikTok's growth by promoting the narrative that using TikTok leads to dangerous behavior by teens, and that the app itself is potentially collecting behavioral data about children and sending that data to China. And so it goes on, but you notice right there, these are the biggest things. I remember when we were kids, these were the fucking things that people were afraid of. My grandma was terrified of rainbow parties because she saw it on Oprah, that we were going to go out and we were all going to get our dicks sucked by 50 women at a time. And I'm like, don't be scared of that happening. Be excited for that if you're a kid. But anyway, fucking like that was nonsense that never fucking happened.
Well,
but somebody
it never happened to us.
We weren't cool enough. But like, that's bullshit that some crazy person made up and then said it on TV, and all the boomers went, "Boo! No, our kids are gonna get their dick sucked."
What's scary to a parent about that? Not necessarily about getting your dick sucked.
Yeah.
Right. Most parents have, like I would say about half of the parents have probably dabbled in getting their dick sucked. But like. It's so when you're a parent, your kids like it's even if it's like, oh, this thing is made up and not even real. It's like, but what if my kid finds out about it and my idiot kid is like, it's real.
Yeah.
Well, so there's that part. There's also the thing with like, as a parent, you're busy as fuck, so you don't know what's going on.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
Also,
anymore.
we're fucking old. So
I used to know. I knew, like, I swear to God, up until about a year ago, I knew what the fuck was going on. Now I don't have any idea.
No, and that's the thing. Is like but like that was one thing. And then everybody was also terrified of the internet because it was new and scary.
And it was.
And like grandma was.
How many times, Forrest, did you get kidnapped?
Oh, millions. Over and over, every day. 30 times a day. My grandma was terrified.
I was just trying to make another 13-year-old boyfriend.
We had the internet.
But the internet's scary.
I saw in every house that I had, we had the internet. When I visited my grandma, I tried to get her a computer so she could like do basic stuff.
And she was like, hell no.
She was afraid that if we put a computer with the internet in her house, even though it was just sitting there, just a normal ass computer, that the internet was going to come into her house and steal her fucking bank, like go through her Rolodex and learn all of her phone numbers and her bank information shit, which she had on paper, and like she had no idea what the internet was or what it was capable. She thought it was like this monster that came through the air, and like that's what a lot of old fogies think about this shit, because it's somewhat complicated, I suppose, if you haven't grown up around it. And so like this, when you read that, they're saying that this is going to influence teens' behavior and make them do dangerous things, and also it's going to steal their behavioral data and send it to China, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, that's the same thing all apps are doing. Which
so you combine the racism with the tracking.
It's pretty much just market data.
Yeah.
Which is not, like, ideally you don't want other countries also having all of your market data, but we're not going to live in an ideal world ever. So
yeah. But that's the thing, is that when you talk about TikTok,
There's a lot of good that comes from these trackings too. Like I know that nobody wants to talk about that, but
no, of course not. But like there are actually like benefits market wise, at the very least
health
market
benefits,
wise,
and in the future there will be many more health benefits for
right?
the people who opt into certain things, but a lot of people won't opt into those things because they are a little scary.
There have been studies already, public like biological studies about like the data collected from like Fitbits and things like that, and like tracking trends in human health population. It's fascinating shit. But the point is,
and it's anonymous.
Like this is all like just all of the fear
now.
and the racism and the technophobia and the xenophobia and the youthophobia and everything. That was the same shit when we were growing up, and these people are just absolutely playing into that to make boomers terrified of something that they don't understand. Again, to try to affect political and market changes. Again, it's the same thing.
I'm pretty sure that if what happened in 2016, which I think is where you were going anyway, but if what happened in 2016 could happen on Facebook, then we probably don't need to worry about TikTok. Because it's all social media.
Wow.
Any social media, the very nature of social media is that it's an open thing.
Yeah.
So like I don't see that getting better. I think if you go on social media, you're opening yourself up to having certain amounts of data leaked and certain amounts of
course,
privacy
that's a given.
Ruined. I don't know if I like that.
Well, it's kind of like
I don't
going
know
out.
if I say, oh, it stops there, we can't fix it. But I'm
Right.
saying, oh, there's nothing you can do about it. But I'm saying that's definitely the situation as I see.
Well, it's the same thing as going out in public. If you go to the mall and talk to some people, you should expect that somebody's taken your picture. Somebody might have recorded what you said. There might have been a security system in the building. There might have been somebody taking a picture of their friends. There's some data of you is out there.
I work in a mall. There's cameras everywhere, and you don't know about most of them.
Yeah.
And like it sucks to be watched constantly, but also like you're not really being watched constantly. You're just being recorded constantly.
Right, you're not important, so no one's gonna look at you.
And that's I hate that argument.
Right.
I hate the because that if you boil that down, that is just, well, if you're not doing anything wrong.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and this is the problem with the whole surveillance state argument is that when you get back down to the base elements, it becomes like, well, I don't think the government has the right to constantly watch me, or these organizations or businesses or what have you.
Right.
And then the other question is, well, what's the problem if you're not doing anything? Mm-hmm. What do you need the privacy for if you're not trying to hide something?
Yeah.
Which is also like, what do you need privacy? We're gonna argue about this forever. The expectation of privacy.
Right.
This is not a. This is an argument that's been going
conversation.
on since I was little.
Yeah.
And before.
Before you were little.
Before that. Much before. 7-Eleven, make a wish. I wish for Big Brother to scoop me up in his arms and carry me to freedom.
It was a really good accent.
Yeah, I know. I can do anything. I'm actually quite unstoppable. So,
but like, yeah, no, that's a great point, because like I wasn't even talking about like government surveillance. I just meant the security cameras and the random people around you. But you're right. That can be absolutely taken to the greater, broader argument about privacy in general.
Yeah.
And like,
well, and it's there for your safety. Like if a crime is committed, if somebody assaults a person in like a public place,
if somebody
like
crimes over there,
or Walmart or some shit, potentially they have a camera that caught it, and they can say, okay, this dude attacked this person. Mm-hmm. This lady went crazy and started spraying Pepsi bottles at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever.
You say that, it's so specific. Is that
whatever happens in a store that was uncalled for? That
you had to mop up for 3 hours.
It's wild, yo.
Yeah, dude.
I just think, like, you shouldn't go into public with an expectation of privacy at all. No. But I understand why people still think they have it, because they're just oblivious. They just don't read enough news.
It is funny because I do use
everything is watched.
Right. I do use the if you're worried about if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear type of thing. I don't ever want to use that for people, but I absolutely do use that for public officials. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking about police officers, I expect to be able to check every single fucking thing that you did.
It's kind of a job where it makes sense.
If you're talking about a legislator, I expect to be able to know everything that you're talking about, everything that you're working on, everything that you're doing, because you fucking work for me. But that's the same thing I would with any employee. Like, if I hired somebody and they're on the job, I want to be able to check in and see what you're up to. It's not like I intend to just loom over your shoulder like a micromanager, but if I ever decide to, I should be able to. And, like, I think especially when you're talking about
crazy person.
Yeah.
No, but it is true. If I was running a business, I'd want to be able to look at it.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about the police in this country, like they have way, way more loose and vigorous and potent authority than like any other police force in the fucking global north. And like these are people who can be judge, jury, and executioner and just say, yeah, they reach for something and no one will bat an eye. And like I want to be able to check on you. I want to be able to fucking like watch you. And so when you watch those First Amendment auditors, the people who go out with a camera and stand in front of a police station and wait for a reaction and they get arrested and they sue the people. And everyone's like, oh, these fucking liberals with a camera. Most of those people are fucking libertarians. Most of the people who do that are hard right-wing people who are like, my government needs to be kept in check. And like, I agree.
They're like sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
Which I don't actually get along with sovereign citizens very much.
But we agree on this point. Like you should absolutely go film your police station and make sure that they obey the Constitution that they fucking swore to uphold and protect. Yeah.
That's the problem.
And people get freaked out and they're like, oh, well, they're just trying to provoke the police officers. And I'm like, if standing there with a camera is enough to provoke them, if saying, am I being detained is enough to provoke them, if being a little bit shitty and cursing at them is enough to provoke them, they shouldn't be fucking cops. Babies shouldn't have guns. You should be bigger than that. And be like, hey, yeah, I understand that you're...
Tell the difference, too, because the ones that are at least, like, mature enough to understand that they just need to just, like, not... They're like, okay, this is one of those fucking guys. And they just...
Walk away.
They walk away.
You'd be an okay cop. Yeah.
They literally just, like, a lot of times, somebody will just be like, okay, all right. And they they might roll their eyes, they might be pissed off, but they don't engage it.
That's what you should do.
And that's what I would do with a crazy person.
Congratulations. You can keep your emotions in check. You should... Even if you disagree on everything else. It's better when they walk out there and go, hey, I know you guys are doing something that's constitutionally protected. I'd like to ask you for ID. If you don't want to get it, that's fine. All right, have a great day, guys. Stay safe.
It's tough.
That's better
because it's somebody coming up. I do understand. There's a person coming up to a police station and they're acting weird.
Right.
And this is where you work. So like there is that problem where it's like people, because a lot of times. If somebody approaches a place like that, especially a government building, like you probably do need to check them out.
Right. Well, you can keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
You can look and see what's going on because like, what if it is? Because the common argument is like, oh, well, in this day and age,
but it could
be a Terry that's coming out here and taking photos to keep the place out.
That's a loaded statement.
It is. But like,
the problem. It's
just keep slapping.
Anybody can be that.
Yeah.
That could be, but
why do we even have these pop guards? Mine's off to the side.
It stops the pops.
It doesn't.
See that one there? That would have been stopped if I hadn't.
Let me just change that. Yeah, see,
the pop guards are for the viewers.
They make us look professional.
Yeah,
these are important if we're like within a hand's distance of the microphone, like we're supposed to be, but we're just super not.
Derailed.
But the whole fucking the whole argument that you could be a Terry and that's therefore we have to do XYZ thing, just it can be applied to absolutely anything, so it's a bogus argument in the first place.
Well, I thought we all understood that like anything that starts with like terrorism is probably a bad argument.
Yeah.
Like after how many years of perpetual war?
20.
We know. We have a pretty good reasonable understanding of what the war on terror is.
Yeah.
Big old shit sandwich
for everybody involved. I was talking to a friend of mine who was in Afghanistan for a while, and he was telling me like the most frustrating thing is when people talk about the war on terror, and this is why I don't, because I don't have a deep enough. I mean in general, not like just what's going on here in America. I mean
the whole thing.
Yeah, this whole past 20 years. One of the most frustrating things is when everybody boils everything down to just like, oh, it was oil and blah blah blah, which I've done in certain situations. But like the point is that like Iraq and Afghanistan, for example, vastly different places, vastly different cultures, vastly different civilizations, vastly different missions. Just everything was different. And so to boil any of it down to one idea is insane. And so, like, that's one of the places where, you know, liberals like us tend to overcorrect, where we're just like, we all know this whole thing was bullshit, but to try to condense it all as one cause, or to even to lump all of that in together and say, oh, all of this is the same situation.
Yeah, oil is good, but they did it. I used to think it was for the oil, too. It wasn't for the oil.
There's a lot of things.
Oil's great and all, but we actually can get oil, like, more than you think. Like, their purpose, they make us think we can't get oil so that we can continue to act like it's a scarce resource.
It's like diamonds.
There's actually a shit ton of it.
There's a fuckload of diamonds. Yeah. They just only release a few, and
exactly. There's reserves. That's why they have those articles about the reserves all the time. Yep. Anyway, there's you
know what's more frustrating about oil than anything? About how oil's great, but that's not the whole cause of wars.
They wanted the war.
Yeah,
they just wanted the war.
The war made a lot of money.
The forever war.
Yeah, it made a huge amount of money.
Destabilize the fuck out of the Middle East and keep it that way so we can always go in anytime we need to stimulate the economy. It was written down. That's the problem. It's like, I sound like a crazy person, but whenever I talk about this shit, I'm talking about documents that were actually published by think tanks. And everybody's like, no, the steel beams. And I'm like, dude.
Come on.
It's actually, like, they had a plan. They wrote it down. They thought it out. They did it. And they published it. And everybody's like, it's all these things. And I'm like, no, it was an economic clusterfuck. It was an amazing thing.
Lots of people made lots of money. And only a few million people died.
Wow.
Just like every other time that exact same thing happened.
It's pretty intense, isn't it?
Fucking
Anyway, yeah, we've been on this topic too long.
No, it's god damn it.
They'll come for you if you talk about
the lizards. There was something that was slightly related to that we touched on. I don't remember what it was anymore. It doesn't matter.
Coming to steal our precious fluids.
That's another thing. Fucking speaking of fluids. Fucking I have to do a
is the camera on?
Yeah, it's good. I have to do a presentation over, it'll be good for about 3 or 4 more minutes. Rwanda.
Damn, we fucked up. This podcast is gonna be short.
Yeah, we've been all over the place already.
It doesn't matter. I have to go to work.
We're both sleepish. What time do you gotta get out of here?
Soon.
All right, that's fine.
Like 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes you gotta leave? All right, well, yeah, this will be a shorter episode. That's fine. People love those. People love shorter episodes because they're like, I can watch this one twice and absorb
nothing faster.
Yes.
It's not like I want to go to work. I would totally call in a day. I haven't had a day off in a while.
Yeah. That sounded heavy.
It's been like 3 weeks, I think.
3 weeks. Lazy. You should pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Dude, I am pulling myself up by my bootstraps. That's why once I'm up, I'll probably be a horrible monster who laughs at other people's pain.
I went through it. You should have to go through it. Tell your kids about how you worked fucking 3 weeks straight without a single day off, and so that means they should work 20 weeks straight without a single day off. 20 weeks on top of each other. Work 2 weeks at a time.
I've done 3 months.
Work one job with one arm.
I've done 3 months. So I've done 90 days.
Without a day off?
Yeah.
That was your longest?
I think so.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
That's absolute insanity, dude.
Yeah.
I had that one job where I worked over the summer consistently without a day off. It was from like the end of May to like the beginning of September, something like that. It was about that. It was and like that was just one summer at a time.
I can do it, but I don't think I'm made for it.
It's awful.
I don't think I'm made for it at all.
It begins to become like you literally, because you have most of your meals there. All you do is sleep and go back. So like you're never at home. You start to dream about that place, and it's just like you feel like that's your reality.
Yeah, and so you get to where you can't even override your like behavior anymore.
Yeah, you fucking go home to your wife. Let me tell you about this great new deal.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You start spending money at your own job because you're around the shit so much, you just kind of want it.
Well, I do that anyway, because it's hard not to. We got some cool stuff.
You about to promote a fidget toy to me at this point?
No, I'm not gonna promote it. I'm just gonna see if I have it on me. It's mine. I'm not gonna promote it. It'll be fun. Cause they'll see it.
This is what this show has been reduced to, y'all. This is what we do now.
Shut up. Look at him.
What is that?
That's a squishy dog.
A squishy dog.
He's a red one. I got a blue one at home.
You have more than one of these?
Yeah, I put them on my desk. I use them when I'm... Look at this.
Squishy dog, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm gonna put him on my... I'm gonna put him on my desk, and you guys, if I ever fucking release any content, you guys will, like, see him on my desk.
See the squishy dog, and you'll know where that came from.
Yeah. He's cool.
Do they have a yellow one?
Man, no, I don't think so. They have like
Damn.
blue, purple, pink. They got like a one that's just dog colored.
Dog colored. If they had a yellow one, you could twist them up and make it look like Jake the dog. You could fucking stretch them out like a matched
shit,
dog.
why isn't there a yellow one?
That's what I'm saying.
Look.
Why do you have the box?
That's the box he came in.
To keep him fresh and pure.
That's his carrying case. Why are you such a fucking douche? Doucher.
We'll go until the camera turns off then, by itself. And
we can do whatever we want. I love the show. People love the show.
Everyone loves the show.
I'm very tired. Like we already said, every time. Every time we
single
get together,
show
I'm
we talk about how tired we are.
I'm sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy, and I gotta go do to work.
Yeah.
And my life is just a mess right now, man.
Yeah.
And Facebook is fucking paying conservatives to fucking run negative TikTok ads.
No, Facebook ads. Negative Facebook ads about TikTok is what it is. Yeah. That's the country we live in. That's the world that we live in.
Well, so I use Facebook a little bit, but honestly, I don't like it that much.
Deleted my Facebook a while ago.
All my family is still on there and all that stuff.
That's why I deleted Facebook. No, I honestly, I just couldn't take how stupid it was anymore.
Well, I don't like it.
It was just awful. It was a cesspool. It was like Twitter, but worse. It was Twitter, but you didn't have a character limit. You could post fucking books of bullshit. And, like, I usually like that. I usually don't like character limits. I like to be able to elaborate a little bit more, but when you're talking to somebody who very clearly isn't coming into the conversation in good faith, which is everybody on Facebook.
Everybody.
It's just
you
awful.
can't. So every single thing you go look at on Facebook, there she goes. Every
it's
single
over.
thing you look at has like just horrible comments underneath it.
Oh yeah.
Like every single thing.
And I'm not into it, dude, you know?
Do you remember, like, do you ever go back, there's places you can go back and look at, like, Facebook back in, like, 2008? And just how nice it was. And
right.
how nice everybody was.
Just chill.
Like, people would be like, here's a picture of my salad. And everybody
that's a nice salad.
Everybody was
I hope you're having a great day.
Thanks, Nan.
That was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. Fucking, oh, man.
And now it's like, here's a picture of my salad. That's not a fucking salad!
You're a racist! The Jews faked the moon landing. Here's my salad.
Follow me on Twitter. Like and subscribe the video. I'm really sorry it's short. Both of us got up late. We were supposed to record the night before, and instead we didn't because I didn't leave work until like 10 o'clock.
And I got home about the same time and ate a fuckload of
I'm
Chinese
exhausted.
food.
I thought about telling Forrest maybe we just don't do one this week, but I figured it'd be better if we came and we rambled for 20 or 30 minutes and had a short episode and gave y'all something at least.
We love you all so much. We figured we could put a little bit of something into your ear holes and make you
Well,
happy.
I want you to know that I don't feel complete as a person if we don't put out an episode for a week now. So
yeah, but that's our own mental neuroses. That's nothing to do with the fans.
No, it's your fault.
Because of you all.
Every time you like a video, it gets worse.
Your constant bullshit encouragement. Being good friends and fans and making us feel better.
Yeah, thanks.
Assholes.
Next week will be a full episode.
We'll talk about something else.
We'll eat something gross.
If you want, I can go find something. I had a can of anchovies for a little while. I was waiting for this. and I got bored of waiting, and I tried them. They were very okay. They tasted like sardines.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. No, we won't. Don't make that the episode.
We will.
The one where we talk about how anchovies are without tasting them ourselves.
Was there any? We didn't talk about a third thing.
Oh yeah. What did we talk? We talk about Facebook, war reasons. I haven't verified anything you said about the war reasons, so I don't know.
The war reasons?
The war reasons. You talk about the documents and things.
The forever war?
The forever war. Like, I know what you're talking about, but like I feel like we were talking in two different directions for a minute, so I don't know. I'll put that on there. Potential war reasons, Facebook, and...
No, they did that shit. Bush didn't do it. Bush actually didn't even really know about it.
Racist salads.
He didn't know about it until it was too late. But they're published at this point, the documents.
I'm sure.
Interestingly enough, it was a lot of like just really weird shit, like who was, like, they had already decided who would get certain contracts and stuff before the invasion was supposedly planned. Like it's stuff like that, like,
yeah,
bids and things.
Yeah.
Also, the world is round.
I know exactly what I'm going to do now. I know exactly what the title will be. We're good. We'll be just fine. With that,
love y'all.
I'm Forrest.
I'm Ben.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this.
I hope you have a good week.
We've been talking for maybe like 30-ish, 33, 35 minutes.
Someday I'm going to quit my job and make content full time.
That's what I want to do
for you guys.
I just have to get through this goddamn master's degree.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about games and movies, and we're gonna talk about life.
I'm gonna go back and get like 13 more undergrad degrees.
I'm gonna tell you about my sad, and maybe it'll make your sad smaller.
Small sads,
y'all.
Small sads.
No, hey, if you're sad, get therapy though. That's literally the only thing.
That's all you gotta do. You just gotta go get therapy.
No. That's not all you gotta do. I'm just saying go. Like, if you're not if you can't afford it, that's one thing. But if you're not going because you're just not going because of the stigma, go to therapy. We have way too much mental health stigma in this fucking
It's bonkers. We're like,
country.
oh, you'll be fine. Just suck it up. It's like, would you do that with fucking cancer or a cold? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like, it's so bad that I know it's not right, and I do it to myself. Anyway, y'all have a great day.
Yeah, we gotta go. Goodbye.
Love you.